Walks wearily down the street with the brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.
Hey drummers, how's it going? And welcome back to this series of lessons in which we start breaking down some of the tracks from the graded material by Trinity Rock Pop. We're still on grade 1. We're looking at Queen's Another One Bites the Dust. The main sort of like feature behind this one, or the main thing we're going to be trying to get down or learn from this particular song. The groove's pretty simple. It's just boom tick snare tick boom tick snare tick. We've got to keep that nice and solid, but it's all about learning like different drum fills. Okay, so we've got some drum fills which go on for a bar. We've got drum fills which take up just 2 beats. We've got little embellishments within a groove, and then sort of different subdivisions. So we're sort of combining quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes. And right at the end, there's like a nice little dynamic sort of couple of accents we can pop in there as well at the end. So if you want to learn this song, stick around and we'll break it down. Here we go. All right, so first things first, let's have a look at the groove. This is very simple. It's just your sort of classic, you know, pop rock groove where we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bass on 1, snare on 2, bass on 3, snare on 4, and your right hand just playing eighth notes. Little tips for this: just keep your right hand down as much as you can, because a lot of early drummers will sort of like tend to hit a little bit harder with their right hand on that hi-hat, giving us more of like. Okay, so we just want to bring that down a little bit and allow a bit more space for the bass drum and the snare drum to sing. So that's the main groove. We're not going to, there's no crashes, it's just going to be doing that. And for the first, how many bars are you playing? Yeah, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19. For the first 19 bars of this song, you're just going to be sitting on that groove, and it just sort of follow the bass line. So if you want, just practice this going through this track or the backing track, just playing this drum beat from start to finish. Don't worry about any of the fills. Just get comfortable sitting with that groove, with the backing track, and once you get that down, everything else is going to be a little bit easier to sort of put on top. All right, so moving on to drum fills, and this is kind of the main lesson that we can draw from this song. The first one is going to be snare, snare, so we've got 2 eighth notes. Now, I'd always recommend, especially if you're starting off early on, your right hand is going to be playing eighth notes for the majority of the song. So when it comes to playing like 2 eighth notes on the snare drum, just bring your right hand down off the hi-hat, keep that momentum going, and then you don't have to worry about sort of like swapping a stick, and you'll just find things will flow a little bit easier. So if you see like a group of eighth notes, just use your right hand for that if you're right-handed, left if you're left-handed, and then when you get to 16th notes, that's when you want to bring the other hand in to fill in those gaps. So what we'll get with this first fill, I'll just play it for you. I won't do it too loud. It's going to be snare, snare, so that'll be 1 and. For beat 2, we've got 2 E and. Same again for beat 3, 3 E and. And then we've got 4 and on the floor tom. And again, we're just going to use our right hand. So we put it all together. We've got 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. All right, you notice the snare drum's a bit different. I broke my beautiful Orange County. But luckily I got to trade it in for my dad's Ludwig Black Beauty. So it's not all bad. All right. Okay, so that's the first fill. Let's go from the groove. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 4 and. So like what I just did there, what I'd recommend to do is just to play one measure of groove. So boom tick snare tick, boom tick snare tick, and then seamlessly transition into the fill. Ba 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 boom boom. And like I said, if you follow that rule of like if you're playing eighth notes, just keep your whatever your leading hand is. In my case, it's my right. If you can keep that playing on the 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 and, it never veers away from that pattern it's playing up on the hi-hat, keeping the timing nice and tight. All right, so that's the first fill done. We're then going to play the groove for another 3 bars, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is labelled as the chorus. At this point here, so what measure are we up to? 13, 14, 15, 16. So measure 16, this is our second drum fill. Now this one, the measure itself the first two beats are groove. So we've got 1 and 2 and then our drum fill is going to be 3 and. So again, 8th notes, I'm just using my right hand. Then we've got 2 16th notes on the snare, so I'm going to bring my left in, right, left, and we've got a final 8th note up on the high tom. So the little fill is just going to be 3 and 4 and my suggested sticking is right, 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 left, right. If we put that together, boom, tick, snare, tick, right, 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 left, right, boom, tick, snare, 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 tom. A little bit quicker. Okay, and if you can loop that measure on its own, you'll have no problem getting into the fill and then out of the fill and then moving on to the next line. So that's the second fill nailed. Moving on. Now the third fill is tiny, all right? It's almost just an embellishment of the groove. And this is going to be looking at bar 18, where what we've got is we've got boom, tick, snare, tick, boom, tick. Okay, so we're playing 1 and 2 and 3 and then for beat 4, we're going to play this little pattern where we bring a right hand down to the snare, 4, and then with the and of beat 4, we're going to split that 8th note into 2, and play 2 hits on the snare. So that's going to be right, right, left. Okay, we want to play that left hand last because the next note we're going to play is our right hand back up on the hi-hat. So if we've got this one measure, which we can loop around, so this is bar 18 or measure 18, it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and go 1 and 2 and 3 and right, right, left, boom, tick, snare, tick, boom, tick, right, right, boom, tick, snare, tick, boom, tick, right, right, boom. Easy. Although that's the one that gives people the problems the most. It's more about where that comes in. So the next thing we've got another whole measure drum fill. So this is going to be measure 20. So going from bar 19, boom, and snare, and boom, and snare. Now, measure 20, it's all on the snare drum, and this is going to teach us about sort of subdivisions again. So we've got a quarter note for beat 1. So it's going to be one hit, which is going to last all the way to beat 2. Then for beat 2, we've got another one. Beat 3, we're then going to play 3 and. Okay, so we're playing 8th notes. Again, I'll just use my right hand for that. And then when we get to beat 4, we've got 4 E-ander. So where we're playing 16th notes, bring that left hand in. Or whatever hand you're not leading with, just to fill in those gaps, giving us 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's go from bar 19 into 20. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and the sticking I'm playing is right, 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 left. Okay, obviously reverse that if you're left-handed. All right, so moving on to the last line, we've got 3 bars of groove. Okay, so we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Last one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then right, 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 right. Okay, so let's break down that final fill. We've got 3 8th notes in a row, so 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to play right, right, right because it's the same speed as my hi-hat. And then when we get to the and of beat 2, this note is split into 2 16th notes, so it'll be right, left. So we're going to bring that left hand to help us with that tricky fast bit. And those last 2 notes have got accents above them. All right, so those we want to give a bit more whip of the wrist. Okay, so it should sound a bit like. Okay, so they stick out a tiny bit more. Ba, 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 ba. A bit more emphasis. Now, if I sort of play that after measure 23, it would be. We're going to have this sort of like, 2 beats break just at the end. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1. Done. And that's it. That's the whole song completed. All right, so that pretty much wraps up everything there is to learn. A couple of little tips. I would, like I said, just practice seeing if you can link all the fills together. So go through like the first fill, chuck in a couple of bars of groove, then see if you can sort of do that second fill, get back to your groove, then slot in that tiny little embellishment on beat 4, get back to your groove, then we've got that nice ba, 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 ba. See if you can get back into your groove. Don't necessarily worry about playing for, any particular number of bars. Just get back to that drum beat so you practice that transition and then see if you can then move on to the next drum fill. What I might do is I might just put like an additional little exercise sheet where we get like a few bars of groove, then a fill. Another couple of bars of groove, then a fill. So it sort of represents or replicates a little bit what's happening in the song, but you don't have to worry about playing all of that drum beat before, and you can just sort of start refining all the bits that are a little bit tricky. So we'll go over that. I'm going to play the track one more time, this time with the notation coming up, And I hope you've enjoyed it and learned a little bit of something. And if you haven't downloaded this track, just play along with me. There's 4 clicks to count you in, and off we go. So, like I said, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon for some breakdowns. I think we should probably move on to grade 2 at this point. Yeah, let's do that. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
Walks wearily down the street with the brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust.